blessed these last few months of lockdown by the grace of God's Holy Spirit, who has enabled us in our parishes to continue the mission of the church, to continue to reach out, to make disciples, and to bring people together in praise and worship. And I think we should give thanks to God for that. We're now moving on to a new phase where the lockdown is being eased a bit, and that will enable us to begin to open up our church buildings, because although our churches continue to be open, our church buildings, as you know, have been closed down. And we're going to begin to do a phased opening, and it's going to begin the first stage of opening our church for a limited period of time for private prayer and devotion. This video is just an indicator of what's going to happen and how that's going to work. In order to keep social distance, we've had to limit the number of people that can be in the church at any one time. And so, to maximise the number of people who can come and make a prayerful visit, we have introduced a quota system where you will be given a time to be in the church, and you can have 15 minutes of prayer in the church. To book your slot, you have to register with us, and you can do that easily through a simple form on the parish website, or you can do the same form on Facebook, and we have a dedicated phone number that you can phone and make your request to register for a time. We need you to register for two particular reasons. The first is that we will get back to you and give you a time when you can come to the church. And the second is that we have to keep a record of who's been in the church, just in case there is a need to do tracing. When you get a time to come to the church, please come at that time, because it's very important that we let people in on time. So when you arrive, you'll come to a 2 metre mark here in the ground, and if you just stop there till one of the stewards asks you to come forward, then you would enter into the church. And as you begin to enter into the church, we would ask you to have a face covering on before you actually move into the building. Okay.
Hello, welcome to Catholic Erskine. Please come in. If you would like to utilise a hand wash prior to going into the chapel.
So once you have washed your hands in the sanitizer, one of the welcoming group will take you to your seat. They will actually move you into the building. You don't go yourself, you'll be guided.
Please come this way. We are operating a one-way system to keep everyone safe, so if you would like to come with me, I'll take you into the chapel. Everything operates in a one-way system. We've got one way in and one way out, so I'll take you down to your seat. If you can please take your seat here. Thanks very much for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask any of the stewards, and if you have anything you need to talk to, again, please highlight that to one of the stewards. Thanks for coming.
As you can see, in each bench there is an area where you have to sit, and we would ask you please to sit in that area. Please do not move around. If for any reason you want to leave the church, we would ask you please just to raise your hand, and one of the stewards will guide you on how to get out of the church. But once you're in your seat, please remain in your seat. If you want to leave the church or it's time to go, then there is a process of leaving the church. This is what not to do. You can see there that the social distancing wasn't kept. So what will happen is a steward will come to the end of the row, and they will invite you to stand up and to leave together, maintaining social distance. So as you leave, we would also ask you to use the hand sanitizer again, so that if you have touched anything, that you're not taking it out of the building. Please, when you're planning your journey to the church, be aware that the toilets will not be open, so plan that ahead. And also, because of the heating systems that we have in both churches, They are blower systems and therefore we will not be able to use them. So be aware of the weather and the temperature, as the churches both might get very cold. Once you have left the building, of course, the temptation is to want to talk to each other, and that's understandable, but we would ask you please just to leave the building as quickly as you can. If you do want to talk to each other, please use the road and keep social distancing. But if you move away from the exit area so that the people following you can freely leave the church.